Alright guys, what's up? We are back on some MX bikes. No face cam today because I am sick and look like absolute dog. But we're not too sick to get some motos here on MX bikes, especially when I'm feeling good today, honestly, like on the game. You know, like I said, some things kind of started to click in the end of the last video. And then I played online the next day. I haven't really been playing by myself the past couple of days. Been trying to ride with some faster riders, kind of get better at the game, and it's paid off. It's definitely paid off. Paid off and working. Feeling a little spicier on the game. Feeling a little bit quicker. Now, don't get me wrong. By no means do I know exactly what I'm doing on everything, but because like sections like this can still give me some trouble, like whenever I have to start slowing down a little bit more for some corners, the switchbacks and whatnot. The switchbacks and whatnot get me, as we almost just wad our stuff right there too. That was almost swaggy, but yeah, the switchbacks still kind of get me and whatnot. But yeah, I kind of mentioned that I felt pretty good on this track the other day online. And then, yeah, I don't know, I kind of like this track. I flow around it pretty good, I think at least. Again, I know I'm not like, ooh, I know I ain't a professional, but, you know, I only have probably 18 hours or so into the game now. I know someone kind of asked me the other day, they were like, how many hours do you have in the game? And I had 15 hours literally in it. A KTM dude asked me like how many hours I had in the game. He said he has about 100 or so. Said I was looking pretty good at 15, so that's pretty cool. Oh, asking too much of the front end there. But yeah, the game's, I can't say the game's starting to make sense to me, but well, it is, but I can't say it makes 100% sense to me, but like, it definitely is making more sense to me, as I almost wad my shit there. I have one thing, like, honestly, one thing that I found, there is just like a certain speed that like this game seems to work really good at. And that's this speed right about here, or faster, as I wad my shit again. But yeah, I have found that, like, I don't know, the faster you go to an extent, the easier it is. Cause like, I don't know, the rider feels more stable, the bike feels more stable. Everything just feels like it works a little bit better when you're going a little bit faster. Now, again, there are like there's a bunch of like micro adjustments and stuff that you have to do on this game, and like I said, some of those still I haven't figured out and will get me in trouble whenever you have to do them and you don't. I'm still trying to learn all that stuff, but I have at least figured out that, like, you know, at least around a pretty decent speed, the game seems to work, and like the bikes seem to feel pretty good, things like that. Again, feeling pretty spicy for only having 15 to 18 hours in the game, apparently, from what everyone says. Looking spicy, catching my, you know, I didn't have a great time this last one. This uphill right here still gets me. It's pretty fast uphill, and I will brake check it a lot harder than I need to at times. Off the track, we'll see if we can squirrel something out. Watch this. Yep. Okay, let's just like pretend that didn't even happen, okay? Pretend that didn't happen, because now I look like a squid. But no, yeah, I mean, so the progression of this game is weird. Not weird, because like, you're gonna suck at it at first, and then you're gonna like get better at it, and you're gonna be like, oh, this, I'm good at this shit now. And then all of a sudden, you're like you're gonna end that day, and you're gonna be like, man, I'm so looking forward to the next day because I'm gonna be good. And then you're gonna get on it the next day, and literally, you weren't good the day before. You literally just had a good lap or two, and somehow you managed to pull something out. Yeah, like at the end of that video, everything kind of like started to click and whatnot, and I was like, oh yeah, I can hop on the next day and just schmob. I know what I'm doing. No. I literally played a good, like I said, 3 hours the next day solo. Like I said, I have about 18 hours or so in this. 2 hours the next day solo, and then hopped on online and got some stuff done. Really, actually, I was in the Troy Jan server. Caught a top 10 on this track right here. I don't know. I just like this track. It flows pretty well. At least for me, it flows pretty well. With learning the game and like being a little bit faster, like I said, you're gonna get on and you're gonna be like, oh, I'm progressing, I'm better. And then you're going to get on the next day and you're going to be like, I'm not any better at all. What the hell happened? It's just a bit of a learning curve with this game. Like, you're going to go forwards, you're going to go backwards, just because the game's difficult. It's a sim, and it's not arcadey at all. I know I don't have the face cam on, and a lot of times people will ask me like the similarities of the game versus like in real life moto and whatnot, and they're very similar. Especially like a lot of times I know you can't see it because there's no face cam and whatnot, but if there was like, if I had a camera underneath my desk, there's a lot of, like, this corner right there, I was literally sticking out my foot in real life, like, so it really does activate and trigger those, like, those motocross feels, the dirt bike feels. Like, this game's honestly really sick. I know that everybody who plays it and has been playing it probably knows that, but yeah, there's a lot of similarities to at least what they've tried to implement physics-wise into the game, and real moto. There are some things that are different and whatnot. The factory bikes, honestly, we're on an OEM right here. The factory bikes are sick. They feel good, but at the same time, like, they feel like they have a little bit too much, like, second gear has a little bit too much bark, and third gear has just a little bit too much top speed, and then second gear has a little bit too much engine brake, and third gear does not have enough engine brake. Now, I may be completely talking out of my ass and not have a clue what I'm talking about, because who am I? I've been playing this game for 20 hours. But yeah, just from what I have kind of found, that's what it seems like to me from my real life experiences. Now, don't get me wrong, I've had some factory bikes. 1110 Mods is a real, like, dirt bike mod company. They make some ridiculously fast. That was definitely not how that line was supposed to go, but we're running that. Oh my god. 1110 used to make some fast dirt bikes back in the day. I never had an 1110 bike. I always had different motor, well, not different. I had a guy who built my motors. Built some really fast 250s too. Like, I've had some of the most wicked of 250s, no lie. As an amateur, I've had 250s that make as much horsepower as pro circuit bikes. I've had some sick-ass 250s and whatnot. Hell, I've had some sick-ass 150s. Like, I rode Honda 150s back in the day, and I had a Honda 150 that was wicked. a few of us had Honda 150s that were wicked because we all kind of had the same motor dude and whatnot. And hey, he made some wicked little 150s. My favorite bike was actually probably, it was called the Confetti bike. It was a 65. It was a Kawasaki 65. It had a black and like confetti looking frame. You know, we're getting through that section a little bit. Pretty good right there. But yeah, it had like a black and confetti looking. We're sitting down. No, we're standing up. I just absolutely sucked right through there. It was a sick bike. Circling back around to what I was saying, still the 250 factory bikes seem a little overpowered. Just a little bit, you know. Not too much, but like I said, they seem a little overpowered. All the physics in the air and everything like that feel good. The corner physics. The front end's a little bit looser, which, believe it or not, like, yeah, a lot of front end, like, at least for me, I had a quote-unquote loose front end because I really liked the... Oh, shit, whoops. Rear brake, not front brake. Yeah, look at that, trying to go for the rear brake there. Not just the combined brakes, trying to hit just the rear brake. Yeah, I kind of forget what I was talking about, but I'm pretty sure it was still on... Yeah, loose front end. Yeah, giggity. I rode with a looser front end because, like, I wanted the bike to... Wherever I pointed that thing, whether it was a little bit under where I was, like, under, so understeering, or whether it was a little less oversteering, or more, yeah, there, it's weird describing it. Whichever one I wanted, I would want to be able to just kind of point my bike that direction and have it do that. And when you have a real tight front end, it kind of, you'd think that the opposite applies, but when you have a real tight front end, it makes the back end feel loose. I don't know. So basically the best way I can describe it is that Hondas are very front end turn. Like wherever you point the dirt bike, it's gonna go. Where a Kawasaki is very rear end steer. Like if you watch Ryan Villapoto back in the day, he was he used the back tire to dictate where the bike was about to go. He almost like flat tracked a lot of corners. Where if you watch like Tomac, if you watch Jed, if you watch like Chase, all of these guys, they really steer with the front of the bike. They muscle the front of the bike around. Not in Jet's case, he doesn't really muscle it. It just, oh shit, casing that. In Jet's case, he doesn't really muscle it. He just kind of finesses it. That kid's got some amazing riding style. Yeah, that's kind of the way that I like my dirt bikes, and that's why a lot of like riders like their dirt bikes. I'd say that Ryan Villapoto was kind of an exception, and a lot of people do say that. Like Villapoto rode steering the bike a lot, and a lot of people will point that out about him, that he was kind of unique in that manner, where all of those years, and because I rode Cowies through 09 all the way into 2014, and I can tell you from experience that those things, without having $7,000 worth of suspension work done to them, if you liked a front-end turning bike, you would not have liked the Cowies. We've spent a lot of money on suspension and stuff for my Cowies to get them to a bike that, or a riding style that I would like, and yeah, We did. Oh, man. I was going to try and go for a heater there. We might still be able to catch it. Oh, we're not. Oh my god, we didn't hit that. We didn't cliff that up. We might actually still be able to. Like, we're. I'm going for it. Like, actually going for it. Won't be talking a lot because. We're not going for it. Oh, we saved that somehow? You know what? Watch this. Cutting the track. We're just going to cut the track. Get over the finish line. Let's get a restart in. Route. Route. Rip. Rip. All kinds of different cuts here. But yeah, we're going to try and finish this video out with a heater. Not a good line through here, but we'll see what we can salvage out of this. I'm trying to land on the outside over here so we can kind of, yeah, cheese that roller right there. Can we get the inside there? Yes, we can. Wasn't really any faster for me to have gone the inside right there. Might be faster for the people who actually are fast at the game, but it's not for me. If we can get through here pretty decent. Oh, yeah. No! Damn it. We had a pretty decent lap there going. Until we messed up right there. Let's see if we can't still finish it out. So let's see if we can't finish it out. Catch him maybe. Nah, I rode a pretty decent lap at the end here. Didn't get enough scrub there. Yeah. So yeah, that'll do it for the video, guys. For real. Thank y'all for watching. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for all the tips and tricks and hints and all that stuff. Actually, it's not going unheard. Pretty much everything that everyone's told me, I have tried to apply into this game. We saved that. Yeah, basically everything I've tried, or I've seen y'all mention in the comments and whatnot, I've tried to apply, because again, I realize that I just did a 360 and I'm not the best at this game, and that there's a lot to learn about it, because this game is, I can't even do wheelies, bro. Oh my god, 12 o'clock. Holy shit. We just did a 12 o'clock. Alrighty, what's up, guys? Doing another comparison video of mixers. Oh my god. Of a terrible start. Of Reflex versus MX bikes. And again, I realize just saying that probably gonna piss some people off. But let me just go ahead. This isn't exactly a comparison video, because look, let me just go ahead before anyone even comments it and say, bro, there is absolutely no comparison between the two games. One's an arcade. Oh, one's an arcade, one's a sim, and if you do things like that in MX bikes, it just you're done. Just hang it up. You're done. We are here on the 125er, the Honda 125er. The reason we are running a Honda 125er is because, ow, we do not run 450s in MX bikes. We ain't that good yet. And that's why. So we're literally just comparing the two games. And that's, like, and drawing some conclusions as to which game I think is better. Completely objective. Again, this is a completely subjective video as to which game I think is better versus which game I think is worse versus which game I think is more fun. Because that's... like, I honestly don't think either game is better. Like, let's do some just comparisons and whatnot. The graphics, I mean, dude, the graphics in this game, for 2009 graphics, if they remastered this game, I mean, bro, the graphics are beautiful. The graphics are beautiful on this game. The bikes look good, the gear looks good, everything, like, it's not too static. Like, the game looks good. For a 2009 game, it looks really good. On top of it being a 2009 game, the physics of this particular moto game were so far ahead of their time. And my bad about, like, clearing my nose and stuff in my throat the past couple of weeks and whatnot. I've been sick. That's also why there's no face cam, because I am sick as a dog, look like shit, and so, yeah. But the graphics on this game, the physics on this game, like, this game right here in and of itself was so far ahead of its time that I think that it was its biggest downfall, was that it was so far ahead of its time that, like, when this game came out, there she blow. When this game first came out, there weren't any other Sims, or there weren't Sims. I think when this game first came out, I think MX Sim was probably 2 or 3 years from being released. Maybe, I might be lying. I might be tripping out of my ass. It may have been like more along the lines of 5 or 6 years before Sim was released. But when this game released, it was just so far ahead of its time. This was the first and only game that you had to use, like, you had to control the rider and the bike. It was the first game that you had to do that in. There was not that concept before this game. The physics being so free, the way that a sim is, because, like, that's the, like, even when it comes to Alive, Supercross, when it comes to Untamed, Unleashed, the ones before this, don't get me wrong, I love those games. I love them all. But MX Unleashed, MX versus ATV Untamed, those ones, you only had one stick. It was one stick control. And you had the preload. You had preload button. You had, like, all these little different things in the ones before this. When this came out, they took a lot of that away. They put an emphasis more on player skill and less arcade, but still wanted to have it accessible to the arcade style player, which is why this game is more fun to your average player. This game is going to be far more fun of a game to play and just hop on and have a good time on. The physics, I keep like dancing around this, but the physics in this game and the physics in MX bikes are not similar, but they have similarities. Again, in Reflex in this game, you have a real feeling of free physics, especially in the air. Like, you can throw the bike, you can make the bike do a lot of stuff that, like, you want it to, and it's all based off of user input. Whereas on Reflex, on Untamed, on Unleashed, on Alive, Supercross, all the ones after this, even though you have that sense of free physics, especially, well, not in the ones before this, but like Supercross, Alive, and all that, even though you have that sense of free physics, oh shit, we're not playing. You still, like, it still feels super locked into the way that a whip is gonna do or happen, where like it almost doesn't matter whether you're leaning back, forward, left, right, whatever. When you flick the bike a certain direction, it's going to do a certain thing no matter what input you put into it. And that's where, oh, whoa, hello. Still don't have to press the start button. We're not playing MX bikes. And that's where, like, so that's what I'm, like, in Untamed, if you kind of leaned off the face and did a whip kind of leaning back and whatnot, it wouldn't do that, like, back end throw out the way that it does on this game. It would kind of just turn, like, it just kind of turns the bike sideways, or does some kind of whip, but it is a predetermined whip, where in this game, in MX bikes and whatnot like that, you can start to throw the bike, you can throw the bike, but you can really control how it's going to whip with the body physics, with the body stick and whatnot. Where, again, in Alive and whatnot, it really doesn't seem like that. That being said, that's probably about where the similarities between the two end. Again, there's not, like, the games are not similar. This game, you play it in third person. You don't play it in first person. You can add mods and stuff to play it in first person, but MX bikes, if you try to play that game in first person, hang it up. Go home. Like, uninstall it. It ain't gonna happen. You cannot play that game in third person. And if you can, you're a different kind of thug. I can't believe we actually just made that. But yeah, if you can, and dude, like, that would not have just happened in MX bikes. Like, you do that in MX bikes, it's game over. Again, hang it up and go home. You're done. You're done, kid. Yeah, so that being said, like, I really do think that being said, MX versus ATV Reflex is a... See, and there's things like that. Like, this game, like, I completely... Like, I messed up on that whip. I messed up on that scrub. And there, like, as you could see, I landed in, like, it crashed. Like, things like that do happen in this game. But it's far more forgiving than MX bikes, where, like, literally just the slightest mistake in MX bikes and you're done for. Or in this game, you can kind of get away with it. You can kind of, you can have some bad laps. You can have some bad lines and whatnot. That being said, I really do think that this game is a more fun game for your average consumer, but I really do think that MX Bikes is a better game. Like, MX Bikes is a better game. Don't get me wrong, I love this game. I literally could play hours and hours of this game, never get bored. Lied. That's the thing. I could get bored. I would eventually want to go play a different track, or I would want to like I'm trying like now I'm trying to add mods and stuff. Like, I add mods into the game and whatnot, so it stays interesting and whatnot, because I have played thousands of hours in it. But with MX Bikes, I'm pretty sure that even if I had thousands of hours in it, I would still be learning things, and B, not get bored of the game the way that you might get bored of this game, because it's just, we are absolutely mobbing it right now. Like, all time, 35 seconds ahead, with some crashes, 152, best lap time. Like, and that's also, like, I guarantee that, like, someone else, like, give somebody who plays motocross video games, or plays video games just in general, because I have a friend who didn't play motocross video games until he started hanging out with me, and then he started playing this, he started playing Alive and stuff. Give a person who doesn't play motocross video games 7 good races. Literally, just let them put in 7 races, 7 5-lap motos. They'll have this game down pat. I promise. They'll be battling with you. Dude, I'm hours. I think I'm up to 20 hours now in MX Bikes. And y'all see how I play. Y'all have seen it. The video before this one. Like, I'm not bad, but I'm definitely not good. I'm still learning. Like, guarantee if you put 15 hours into this game, you're a professional. You do not have, like, you're good. You don't have any issue playing this game if you have 15 hours in it. 15 hours in that game, 20 hours in that game, and MX Bikes, you're still learning it. But I really do think that it is a better game. Like, it came out sooner. It's more polished. It's like, it's absolutely a legit game. But this game, 100%, is just going to be more consumer friendly than MX Bikes. So, that being said, if you race or if you don't race motocross, if you just are looking to play a motocross video game and want one that you can just play and have fun, by all means, get MX versus ATV Reflex. You're not going to be disappointed. You'll actually be less disappointed if you get Reflex than if you get Alive or Supercross or any of those. Now, if you want a game that you're actually going to have to learn, and that is going to help you understand motocross in a literal sense, like, if you play MX Bikes, you 100% can get a, like, feel of like racing dirt bikes and whatnot. Like, you really actually can get a, like, the way you have to, like, weight your bike, the way you have to, like, going through a corner, like, lean to the right when you're going to the left, like, on your bike and whatnot. And MX Bikes, that stuff's legit. That's real. Like, you actually do have to weight your outside peg. When you land on a dirt bike, if you kind of land with your front end up and, like, not weighted, you're gonna slap it down. It's gonna slap down. You're gonna get shot. Like, it's not gonna be a good thing. But if, like, you land with your front end up and, like, weighting the front end the way you do in MX Bikes, see, it, like, and it doesn't translate the way in this game as MX Bikes does. You lean forward in this game, and it does it affects the bike a lot. Where if you lean forward on MX bikes and in real life, it doesn't exactly drop the front end the way that it does right there. It more so just weights the bike. So, yeah, that being said, oh, I forgot about this track. So that being said, really, if you're looking to get into a cool motocross game, MX bikes, definitely where it's at. If you're looking to get into an arcade where you can just have fun and don't have to worry about like actually learning a game or something like that, dude, buy this game. Or yeah, like buy this game. You're not gonna regret it. This game's so fun. Still to this day. I mean, I know that y'all haven't like watched me play Supercross on this game a lot, but as you can see, dude, the Supercross is fun as all hell. You have to like, oh god. You have to time it, especially like some of the DLC tracks, they're sick. Like this DLC track is sick. I completely forgot about this track until I hopped on it just now and was like, oh yeah, this is one of those DLC tracks. It's gnarly. The tracks, the game's sick. The Supercross is legit. The outdoor series and stuff, legit. But it's just not, it's not a sim. So again, that being said, for the final time, MX Bikes is better than this game. It's like, I'm not gonna lie, MX Bikes is a better moto game than this game. However, given Hap an opportunity to buy this game and play it again, I'd do it 9 times out of 10. If like, again, MX Bikes is a little more expensive. Dude, if I can't afford MX Bikes and MX Reflex is what I have to buy, holy shit, I ain't gonna be mad at that. I literally am not about to be mad at that. I'm gonna be happy. Again, this game's sick. This bike's sick. This track's sick. Like, the physics are sick. The graphics are sick. Watch this whip. Oh god, terrible whip. Terrible whip. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. What? I thought I was in free ride. It ain't gonna let me do that. That's some bullshit. Yeah. It's just, I really enjoy MX Bikes, but this game is just more user friendly. It's not a better game. It's by no means a better game. But it is a sick game, that's for sure. Fucking people talk about the physics. Yeah, physics this. Physics that whip. So like, yeah. The game is sick. You can throw gnarly dirty whips on this game just like you can on MX Bikes. Yeah. Basically, I'm telling you that there don't need to be no hate. We can all get along. We can all get along. Us Reflex players and us MX Bikes players, we can all get along, I promise. They're different games, but they're similar enough that we can all get along and just have some fun. But yeah. We will catch y'all guys next time. Like I said, I hope I didn't trigger anyone making this video. It was not a comparison video. It literally was just me speaking my thoughts on the game and which one's better. And if, you know, you haven't picked that up, I really do think MX Bikes is a better game, but MX versus ATV Reflex is a more fun game. It definitely is a more fun game to your average consumer. I'm having a bunch of fun on MX Bikes, over on MX Bikes, learning the game and whatnot and getting better. I understand how that would not be everyone's experience playing that game, though. So, yeah, that being said, thanks for watching, guys. We will see you next time. Yeah. And, yeah, bro.